Well, it is an early one, guys. About 4 a.m. Just loaded up. Got the Slayer Max 10 today. 6 rods, not a whole ton of tackle. Going light today. Keep it simple, minimal gear, easy load, unload, light on the water. The goal, the hope, the dream is to get on some early morning topwater fish. Let's go. That up. Oh. Well, we're on our way to our first spot, but there's a bunch of little striper right here, so let's catch a couple, right? Oh my gosh. Oh boy. These are definitely striper. Oh, it's bumping it. What else do I got here? Simple rig today, no graph, but I guarantee there's a bunch of fish under us right now. They can't be that big. I'm just bumping my swim bait. Oh my god. Oh, got me a little wet. That woke me up. I could switch to a smaller swim bait, but I think we're just gonna hook a bunch of rats. Let's go for the big mama. There we go. That size, huh? That's why they're not really getting it. They're not like massive, but they're not that small either. Holy crap. I really tried to make it to the first spot today without having to stop, but oh, that's a good one. You don't pass this up. I don't think anybody passes this up. Oh, here. A chokage. We're going for the black bass today, but might have to fish for stripers for a second. I'm gonna catch a few of these little guys and go back home and make breakfast tacos. Oh, whoops. I thought that was a bass for a second. Dude. Man. What a bonus. This is like when you take your clothes out of the dryer and you find a 20 in one of the pockets. Totally unexpected, but very welcoming. I think those birds know what's up too. This size too. All sizes. Oh. Getting smaller. How do you get that? love doing this, but I'm also kind of thinking in the back of my mind I'm losing my early morning bite for the green ones. I hate to do this, this pains me, but I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, let me catch the green ones. That was fun though. That was a nice little wake-up call. Get the juices flowing. Let's go for the green ones. Alright folks, here we go. What do we start with? It's gonna be a topwater, just which one? Actually, 3 of the 6 rods has topwaters today. Got a choppo, buzzbait, and a frog. And like I just had with a striper deal, have a swim bait, which can double over as a lot of different presentations. Let's get a bite. A swim jig and a punch. Those are the 6 rods on deck. Box of baits, bag of plastics. Let's see what happens. Oh, you guys out in the middle? No way you're a striper, right? There, that's a green one. Alrighty. Striper, black bass, everybody's playing so far. Alright, I'll take you. Just kind of moving spots and winding that back in and kind of out in the middle of the channel. Like I said, no graphs, so I can't really tell the depth, which not a huge deal because we're set up really today to fish a lot of grass, thick stuff. That's why I went with a lighter rig. But later in the morning at low tide, when this water drops, got probably you guys can guess, the deeper sonar that will drop in the water, find maybe some deeper holes or just see the depth of the channel. The center of this channel could be 5 foot, and then in some parts I know it can be like 20, so I'll be looking for some of that deeper stuff. There's a fun bite. Oh, man. Little chokeage right there. Oh, thank you so. The sun's in my eyes. Didn't even really see that, but I heard it. Had a little one try to give her a taste. Yeah, maybe they do want something moving. Even the little guys will kind of tell you something about their mood. Oh, there we go. That's what we were looking for. Something like that. Oh. Nice. That's the bites we were looking for. Not a giant, but man, he hit it like you were one. That's too big. Man, you're angry. Whew, that was fun. Gosh. Yeah, maybe they are more sucked to the bank. It's a few fish now that have been a little closer to the bank, and what's crazy is when this tide gets super low, like 12, 1 o'clock, that'll all essentially be out of water. So like right now is the really only time you can fish it. A little better. Oof. That's what I'm talking about right there. Chokage. Yeah, I have to get the pliers for this one. Jeez. Oh my gosh. There's some violent strikes today. I would say that's some carp. There's another little one. Look at the bubbles. Just kind of shows you the tide moving out. That's a little current break. And that's where that fish was setting up. Actually, just like the one we missed about a minute ago. I think they were small, but again, even the small ones will give you hints, clues as to what they're doing. And they're setting up right now based on this outgoing tide. It's a pretty strong outgo too, so it makes sense. Kind of forget over the years, but definitely not so anymore. But the Delta is a river. You gotta think of it as a river because it is, and you gotta treat it like a river. It's not like a lake or a reservoir. Everything these fish do is based on current, which is the tides. So essentially using that to predict their movement and where they should be. Oh, another little one. Not a current break though. There's the big ones. That's the cast right there. God, no, 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 no. Luckily got a good hook in them. Goodness gracious. Whew. Wore me out there, dude. Whew. Oh. Solid one. Get a little workout today. That was a cast I almost didn't make. The only reason I did was another current break. You can see that tide moving right through there. Figured there was a fish setting up there, and if we had any luck at all, we'd get it to bite. It did. We goofed the hook set up. Probably broke my finger in the process too, but somehow it all worked out. Oh. I goof up like that on the frogfish with two big pronged hooks, and that one crushes it with two trebles, and I don't get a hook in that one. Go figure. Jeez, buddy. There's another point though right there. Interesting. Let that one have it. Boy. Well, we came out for topwater. We certainly got that so far. I don't know how long this is gonna last as this water keeps dropping. You never know what that could do to the topwater, but especially might have to start punching or something, but I'm gonna keep throwing it until they stop biting it. Gotta keep your head on a swivel out here on the Delta, apparently. All sorts of stuff. Got to record that last fish on the chesty, but that fish must have been in 6 inches of water. I mean, the tide is dropping continually and that bank keeps getting shallower and shallower. I guess they're still hanging out there though. Let's see all the carp up shallow. Carp are sitting way up shallow. Well, it might be time. I mean, I can tell the tide's getting low, but water's a little dirty. You can't see to the bottom, so you guys know what that means. Put this on the gear track mount this morning. Got a lanyard to it too for extra security, just in case. Yeah, so this channel is still kind of that shallow part. I'm almost in the middle of it. And we're in like less than 5 foot right here. Water temp is 76. Man, I was in such a rush this morning, but I probably should have used this when we got on all those striper just to see. I mean, not that it would have helped us catch any more fish, but it would have kind of confirmed, or at least given us an idea how many were down there. I have to imagine it was dozens upon dozens. Actually, maybe later on in the day when we head back in, though I don't know if they'll be there and probably not as active. I might have to throw this deeper in right by that spot just to see if maybe they've hunkered down. But yeah, deeper right here. You guys know it. Big fan of the unit, especially for smaller crafts, kayaks, john boats, even bank fishermen. Good little thing to have for a reference. And biggest thing of all this, portable, lightweight, connects to your smartphone, no battery. And just as kind of a reference, if I were to even bring like a 7 or an 8-inch graph here, I would need to have 12 volt, 20 amp hour battery probably, all the wiring, the transducer, and that would add easily another 25-30 pounds to this rig, which I don't want. So good little option. I will link this guy in the description. Check him out. A good little product, something I like to have in the back pocket when I'm going lightweight like this for sure. Salad. Man, they're munching. They are munching. Another one right on that Thule point. Not a giant, but man, fun fish. Seen so many big carp up shallow. Kind of what gives me hope that there's bass up shallow too. If there's carp, why not bass? I was just thinking the goofiest thing. I get weird thoughts sometimes when I'm fishing, but I was just imagining, what if the carp, he's like 20, 25, 30, 40 pound carp. What if the carp hit topwater? Like, what if they just ate frogs? I mean, that'd be crazy. You need some bigger equipment, I think, but it'd be a trip. Bite. I don't know, we'll see. Got out the punching stick though. Our topwater deal kind of died off, so maybe these fish have buried themselves in the grass. One can only hope. Oh, had one. Son of a gun. I am not quick on the trigger. I need to be, because when you have a 1.5 ounce weight and they eat it, you only get about a second for them to keep it in their mouth. I think this big weight is super unnatural to them when they eat that bait and they spit it. Ugh, low tide. It's got to be punch, right? Chartreuse to the very tips of the appendages. Give it a little more color. The water's kind of dirty. Actually, it's very dirty. I think it's punch time. Not much, just getting the tips, just the tip and the outer appendages. Actually, it doesn't really look like much out of the water, but when you put it in the water and look at the bait, that's when the chartreuse really pops. Oh man, that one got it right at the top, you know, right when you're about to pull the bait through the roof, the mat. I was trying to do, and that one came up and grabbed it. Maybe you got to do a little more roof bouncage. You know what I mean? Punch through that mat and then just tether it up, and bang that roof, and do it a couple of times. Could be skipping over fish here. One. Oh, it's a good one. Oh yeah, there we go. On the yo-yo. Not long, but man, he's fat. Short and stubby. Yeah, glad I got that one in. Big one. That's gotta be a 5 yonder. I don't even know where you are. I'm gonna just pick you up like a little baby. Oh, that was a bite and a half right there. Not a 5 yonder, but a 4 yonder. He's hot. It's gonna break my wrist. Or just give me a shower. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. I guess we're landing the ones that count. That's good. Shout out to Mike Ensign if you're watching. He's Mr. Arts and Crafts. I always make fun of Mike. His like tackle trunk, you know, the little crates we keep in the back of our kayaks. He's got like one section. It's got like, I don't even know, 6 or 7 compartments, pockets, pouches that have all sorts of markers and dyes, crayons, paint.
That's what friends do.
You got Arts and Crafts?
Arts and Crafts, that's for building arts and crafts.
He called his Arts and Crafts section because it really looks like he's in art class. Oh, shoot. That was a good one, I think. Oh, you just never know though. Could have been a 4-pounder, could have been a 12-incher. They all hit it the same. That's why it's so fun. Oh. That's a pretty good one. Man. Close combat fishing. Jeez, that one's really fat. Whew. It's so cool. I don't know if you can do this in a boat, but definitely the kayak, you can get like right up to these mats and they will not suspect you at all. Oh, big one. there. Dude, that was a big one. Oh, gosh. Oh, little one right there. Had a little one. That was not the one that previously bit. I do not think so. What the heck? Oh, there he is. I don't think that was it either, but I mean, maybe it was, because that one hit really hard. See? Thought that was a 5-pounder. I want to say the tide is still going out. I mean, holy smokes, that's low. It's got to be at least a 2.5, 3 foot drop from when we started this morning. And other than like a few openings or shade pockets, really nothing else I can think of throwing. Oh God, that's giant. That's a really big one. That's a good one. Like I was saying, there's nothing else I really want to throw or think of throwing, and probably for good reason, right? Oh, dude. What a day. Started with some striper action, some choppo action, some frog action, and now we're punching. Doesn't get any better than this. All right, well guys, I was gonna do the outro, the recap at home, but I think I got a little time. We're sitting in traffic right now. I'm not sure what's going on, but haven't moved in about 10 minutes, so might as well do it now. Anyways, guys, what a fun day out on the water. Got here real early this morning, launched at first light. As I mentioned, and as shown, took out a lighter rig, the Slayer Max 10, minimally outfitted. I knew that we were gonna be fishing shallow, fishing some grass, probably needing to actually paddle today, so that's one of the main reasons I took the smaller kayak. But anyways, got started, launched at first light, almost made it about halfway to where I wanted to start fishing, but saw some striper boiling. I mean, is there anyone out there that could pass that up? I don't think anyone else could pass that up, so I just threw that 5-inch swim bait at him. Hooked into a few, had a ton, I mean, almost every cast I was getting bumped, probably by small ones, but caught a couple of decent ones, maybe some fish taco territory. Messed around with them for about 30-40 minutes, and then I said, you know what, we came for the green ones. I wanted to get on an early morning topwater bite. Made my way to the spot, and things went accordingly. Started out on a really high tide, and ended up catching a few on the choppo, then switched over to the Swamp Lord, the Poppin' Swamp Lord, classic color, black and yellow, and was throwing that up into the shade pockets around some tule points, and got some nice fish doing that. It was actually a pretty good frog bite this morning. A lot of those fish were absolutely smoking it. I think once that tide really started to move out, losing water up on the bank, a lot of those fish ended up shifting out towards the grass. So busted out the punch rig, that 1.5 ounce punch rig with the Pit Boss. One modification that I ended up doing today, I think after our first or second fish, was adding a little chartreuse to the tips of the outer pinchers. Water was actually a lot dirtier than I thought it'd be today, but adding those chartreuse tips just makes the bait a little bit more visible, and ended up catching some punch fish. Actually, it was quite a good punch bite. Fishing that grass line, right in the meat of it, about 5 foot of water. A lot of the bites were actually on the yo-yo. That seemed to be pretty productive for me, and caught a bunch more fish doing that. And that was pretty much the bulk of the afternoon. Punching around, covering water, definitely had little stretches and flurries where there was fish grouped up. Bite seemed to slow down a little bit more at the real low tide. Made my way back towards the striper spot. Wanted to check it with a deeper, see if those fish were still there. They weren't there, no clue where they go. Must be a first thing in the morning kind of deal. So kind of called it quits, but you know how it goes when you guys are heading in, you see something that looks good. We always say one more cast, and that turns into how many more casts? Well, today, just so happens today, it actually worked out. I saw a couple of shade lines, some trees, started throwing that black buzzbait up there. And I actually think it was right to the boat. I kind of let the rod drop. I didn't even see the fish eat it. It wasn't even a top topwater, but it must have ate the buzzbait underwater. And of course, right by the ramp, big fish of the day. I think we had one more bite and another fish on the buzzbait just to give us a little bonus to honestly a extremely fun day, a great day out on the Delta. You can't ask for a better day. Just having the fortune of running into some schooling striper first thing in the morning, get the juices flowing, catching fish on choppos, frogs all throughout the morning, then catching them on the punch when it gets hot out, and then just getting bonus fish at the end right by the ramp. So maybe one of the most perfect situated fishing days out on the Delta I've had in a long time, and very grateful for it and happy to share it with you guys. But guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I'm going to continue my drive home, get out of this heat, but as always, thank you for watching, for coming along, and I will see you guys in the next one.